The first thing that I would like to tell you is that we have flexible timings. Yes, you can do online and face-to-face classes and a blend of both. If you would like to turn yourself in the morning, afternoon, or evening, you're more than welcome to do any lesson. Or if you feel like doing all the sessions, definitely we are open for that too. But then you have to contact my Nikki admin so she can guide you more about this. Now, moving on further, let us understand your test format. Your test is of 2 hours, and in these 2 hours, you have to answer 4 different types of sections called speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Your speaking and writing is considered as part 1. Your reading is part 2, and part 3 is listening. They are all separated in different parts because of the time zone and time thing. So speaking and writing, individual question has its own timer. So there is no overall timer. Reading, it has one timer and you have to answer all the questions in one time. Whereas your listening has 2 different sections, part A, part B. So it's completely different. So let us understand them in detail. First one is called speaking. So in speaking, you will answer 5 different questions called read aloud, repeat sentences, describe image, retell lecture, and answer short questions. Your read aloud question is very important as well as your repeat sentence. Overall, your speaking is the most important section because it contributes 40%, that is 150 scores in total out of 360. So that means it's like your key to success. If you get scores in your speaking section, you are definitely halfway through. As it is said, well begin is half done. So the first section is your speaking. You do good in your speaking, you should get your scores. But then, just for your knowledge, we've got 2 template-based questions in your speaking, which will make it more smoother and a piece of cake for you guys to learn. Moving further is your writing section, which is definitely getting you only 30 points. And this section is having only 2 questions to answer. So they're not very important areas, but you should be really good in your typing skills. And we have got shortcuts and template-based sections. So you don't have to worry about your writing section at all. If you just follow the way we are training you, you should be completely fine. Talking about your reading area. So in your reading section, before I teach you, you need to understand that this area require learning English, then only practicing the questions. So in this section, you will have 5 different types of questions to answer, out of which there are only 2 question types which are important. So you need to understand that your first question type of this section called reading is the most important and is the only question which makes relevance to your scores, which is called reading and writing fill in the blanks. There will be 5 to 6 questions of this type. You can spend 2 or 2.5 minutes on every question of this type because they make a lot of scores. They're going to give you 44 scores, half of the scores in your reading and half of the scores in your writing. We do have timetable which is devoted to these questions a lot. So every time you do your reading and writing fill in the blanks questions, never think it's enough. So always attend the classes of your reading area so that you can learn more and more from your trainers, because definitely they're more seasoned and skilled and they have more knowledge and experience about the test system and the question that you will have in your exam. Similarly, we've got these reading fill in the blanks. They will be giving you 15 points. The training is similar, but make sure you never miss the class for these 2 questions. Thank you. Let us understand the next thing, which is called your listening. So listening is definitely the second most important question of your exam, second most important section of your exam. So in listening, there are 8 different types of questions that you're going to answer. Summarize spoken text is definitely an important question. Fill in the blanks, then highlight incorrect words and write from dictation is the most important question. There are 3 questions in total, which is contributing 47 points. These questions are very important for your writing section, and they are completely based on your spelling skills. So if you want to pass your writing section, and if you want to pass your PTE test, you need to pass your listening with wonderful scores. So now I am saying you can repeat this video. You can listen to this part again and again. If you want to pass your PTE test with wonderful scores, make sure you practice your listening and you learn your spellings every day. So you will get two different sections in listening. Section A is called Summarize Spoken Text, which is having its own timer, 10 minutes. So you don't have to manage time. So once you are done with this question, computer will turn on section B. In section B, you're going to answer the rest of the 7 questions, and computer will give you one set of time, that is around 18 to 15 minutes. In these minutes, you have to answer all the given questions. Time management will be your key there. The most important question sits at the end of your exam, that is right from dictation. So it's like, even if you're at the end of your exam, you're still not done. The main thing is yet to be answered. So make sure you reserve some energy, you reserve some time, and you are doing it with confidence so that you can crack your test with wonderful scores. Again, remember, right from dictation is the game changer. You do good on this question, you pass the test. You do poor on this question, we doubt it. Okay. So make sure you always keep some buffer for your right from dictation questions. Now that's how the marking criteria works. You can see the red questions are the most important questions, and they are distributed in speaking 2, listening 1, reading 1, whereas there's none in writing, but the writing question is your right from dictation and reading and writing fill in the blanks. So it's very nicely balanced, but then you have to focus on these 4 questions if you want to pass your test. Even if you need 50, you need 65, you need 79, these 4 questions you can't ignore. Next, the orange questions, they're also very important. Lots of them are template-based questions. You can get wonderful scores using your templates and strategies. So these questions, still listening, fill in the blanks, these are the ones that you have to work on to get your scores. Rest of the questions are unimportant. Even if you don't do them in your exam, you can still pass your test. So don't worry about them, but work on your red and orange areas. These are the most important sections. Now, once you do your lesson every day, it can be in the morning, afternoon, or evening, a trainer will assign you a study plan, or we can say plan of practice. We will say certain number of questions. Make sure you understand that how many questions you have to answer. So our application, our software will definitely record every time you submit your performance. And at the end of your practice, you can definitely see your performance progress. Make sure you follow the plan of practice which the teacher is giving you. You are definitely with us because you trust us. You have paid us your money. You need to follow the guidelines that we are giving you, because that's the only way to pass the test. Never think that your plan of practice is better than what the teacher is saying. So don't doubt us. We are definitely going to help you in getting your scores. So follow your plan of practice and make sure you always get it marked. You always get it reviewed from your trainer, and always get the feedbacks from your trainers after doing. This is a goal sheet. This is something where you can track your performance every day after you attempt your answers. So computer will give you an average of your performance, and you can mark them here. You can nicely write them here, and you can feel and you can sense that how good or bad you're doing, where you need to work harder. So if you are interested in knowing more details about the goal sheet, you must contact our admin, and they will assign you a trainer, and you can sit down and learn about it. So that's how a filled goal sheet looks like. And one of our students called Luisa, she followed this goal sheet. It really helped her to see what are her work on goals. And you can see from pink, she started going to green, which really helped her to pass her test by getting most of them greens. Now that's a mock test. Yes, whatever is on the screen, that's my score of December 2023. I gave a mock test on 18th December before my final exam, but which was on 19th December. I scored 80 in listening, 80 in reading. I scored speaking 81 and 85 in reading. So you can see my individual division as well. When I saw that my listening and reading, they are on the verge, I was on I was on the marking line. So I made sure I'm checking where I actually got less points. So I worked on those areas where I got less points. I made sure that I'm working more hard on my retell, lecture, and repeat sentences, because everything should be above 79. So these 2 important questions were below 79. So I made sure I'm working on them. Miraculously, when I worked on them, I practiced, I got this in my final exam. I got listening 90. You can see me smiling there. I got reading 87. So you see in my mock test, I had listening 80, reading 80. But in my final exam, I worked harder. I got good scores on them as well. And my speaking was 80 and my writing was almost the same as my mock test. So here I am definitely going to tell you that the software that we are going to provide you to practice, the practice portal called Wings Education Portal, is definitely a trustworthy portal. So you can practice, you can do as many mock tests as you want, and you can see that when your score will be close to your final target score, that is the only time that you book your real exam. If you see that in your mock test, you have less scores, you must not book your final exam because it is not worth spending money on that test. So keep practicing on your mocks. And once you see good results in your mocks, that's the only time then that you book your test. So you can see on December 19, I gave my test. And yes, we passed it with wonderful colors. Looking forward to see you guys in the lessons. And make sure you contact your trainer if you have any other questions. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.